Hey everyone, welcome to Free Encouragement broadcast, and we thank you today to just enjoy life with us and just spend some time with us to see the latest news that's coming, and I see a lot of good things about this season. Um, Even though we had our government shut down, which has happened before, we always seem, and I think that we will just bounce back. There's a lot of places in the world that have bad economies that are in debt like us. So eventually, I think that's what will happen is a lot of these economies will just say, well, we have a different economy for the nation than we do its people. And so they'll look at macroeconomies different than microeconomies, which are us, and also to look at company economies different than government economies. And I think that's what's going to happen with this trade deficit thing. I think a lot of the economy will start to look at that differently. They'll start to look at the debt differently, and I think that we are symbiotes to those that we trade with. We have buying power, and we have a lot of people wanting things, and so they'll have to look at it differently. As there are companies doing this, and companies buy stuff overseas and bring it over here. And you have a lot of individuals buying stuff from overseas and bringing it over here. And we also produce a lot in the United States and bring it overseas. I think if we had a place like China, in the fact that we can put little labels on ours and say "Made in America," and we can put those things on there in a way that actually gives us more people buying into America. I think as prosperous as we are right now, as high as the stocks are, I think that we are developing a cushion in the world to say that even though things are bad, they can get better, and we have to look at the government economy different than we do with companies' economy and individual individual economy. And so that is what needs to go on, and people need to know that. That way, they can stop focusing on, oh, is this going to hurt us? No, because the government has resources that man doesn't have, and we can tax the rich more and get the money back from the government. And when we go to space, there is a lot of things that will happen that we can start to work from our satellite network to build a space cargo network and start to develop the world with all these meteorites and these asteroids roaming around the universe, and start to mine them and mine the moon. Mine the moon. We need to mine the moon. There's just so much there. If we can just develop some type of network where they can travel at a better rate, I think it's just developing the money to get a rocket 3 days out to the moon and back. And I think that's the major thing. And getting it off the moon. I think that there's a lot of things with that. But we just, developing the infrastructure is kind of hard. And so we can do it. We can find resources that we can do that, but we just haven't done it yet. And so there's a lot of things that the government can do and that private businesses can do that we can take dominion of these places. We should be going to the moon instead of the rainforests. That is what we should strive for. The rainforest has so many nutrients and ingredients and minerals and ingredients that we search the rainforest constantly when we need to be searching the moon for things that we can get, because there's a lot of discovery that hasn't gone on because the private business hasn't gone there. And I think we can get resources from these places. So, guys, NASA, get moving. Get moving, guys. I think more people want to be able to travel to the moon, or at least have a robot on the moon where they can look around on the moon. And I think they need to develop that, where a bigger network goes out there and then they start mining it. They just start digging it. But that's what I see. So, my day in the sun. I know I've gotten sunburned before. And so it's always good to use good equipment. If we go to the moon, we have to watch out for radiation poisoning. I think the more as we mine the moon, we have to watch out for that, because we don't know how all these minerals got exposed to radiation, being in the elements of space. And so that's one thing that we have to do when we're mining, is we have to make sure that these resources that we're getting are refinable and not radiated. And so being the costs and preventing radioactive poisoning, I think those are the big things that people are seeing to keep from mining the moon and getting in it. But we need to do it. We gotta do it, guys. We gotta do it. It's more important than a space elevator. The space elevators, they should be built in an area where mining and refining resources are made the most. So a building that is 60 miles up is hard for people to understand. It would have to be really wide. It has to be miles wide to build it. And so I know we're getting there with technology and nanotubes and all that. And so we have to do this in a way that helps people with science and with resources. It's just hard. So these are the futuristic ideas that I have and I've had for a while. And I think that I wish that people would listen to them, because we have to take a different mentality towards the debt and getting things out into space, because it's what we need to do. So that is my reflection. That's where I'm at. And we look to Jesus for help. And these are the things that help. We are indebted to God. More than any country can be in debt, we are indebted to the Lord. He took our hardship away. He took away the deadness that we feel. He took away the hardness in our hearts. And he took away everything bad that could come across to us. He's a protector, and he's continuing to do that. And then he brought life into us. He brought life into our soul. When the Lord saves you, he brings life into you. That is powerful, that is loving, that is good. It is something that you should think about, because he brings life, not death. He takes away the deadness and brings life to you. He makes you feel like $1 million. He makes you feel like a billionaire. He makes you rich in all the ways that a person can be rich, in their heart, in their mind, and their soul. You can do anything with him. He loves you. So I encourage you, seek a relationship with God. That relationship will solve problems in your life. It will make you feel happy. I guarantee it. It's a happiness bringer. So look to the Lord. Take his promise. Take the gospel and accept it. It is a good thing. It will make you feel proud. It will make you feel good. It's greater than any soldier loves his country. It's greater than any love or fairy tale. It's greater than anything. Greater than anything you can ask or think or imagine. This is how great the gospel is. And I've heard it said by others that it is this great. So you must believe, and you must take the Holy Spirit into your heart and body and soul. Let him in. He energizes you. He brings you to life. He shows you the way. He gives life to you. Don't look at this broadcast as a little broadcast. This is a big broadcast. So I ask you and I encourage you, receive Jesus into your heart. Let him in. God bless you. God keep you. And may God know you, because he loves you. This is a radio broadcast from freeencouragement.org and mikewilkinson.org. We want to invite you to the other videos that are in this collection of videos. May you enjoy them and grow in them. For they are discipleship words, discipleship videos, and you can grow in them and come to know the Lord in them. So seek out this resource and enjoy it. It's free, and we want people to know who God is, and you'll come to see who he is. He is a good God. He's a God that will make you laugh. He's a God that will make you cry in a good way. And you'll feel happy. I guarantee it. God bless you. Bye-bye.